There we go. Hopefully you can still see me in all my various accoutrements. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here.
Good. So, welcome. I'm glad. You can't see me as well. This is the problem with the camera. Anyway, if I'm headless, that's okay. I'm glad that you're all here and that we can find a way to do this. And I know we were just talking a little bit that, you know, it is disconcerting. And I think most of the disconcerting part is that nobody really knows, right? Nobody really knows what the manifestation will be. And I think we're looking, you know, it's really weird because we're looking for people to tell us that it'll be okay, and nobody can do that. However, and like one of the yoga podcasts I listened to quite a bit was Jay Brown Yoga podcast, and he's like, people look for wisdom, but we can't just spout yoga fluff at people. These are the realities. However, tools are absolutely possible to help us with our sense of anxiety and our sense of kind of surrealness. I was kind of likening it a bit to 9/11, where no one really knew what was going on. We didn't know how it was going to last, and we didn't know what the global implications were going to be. It's kind of the same right now. The difference for me is I didn't have kids then, and I think having kids makes it different. But I just thought that we could take a few minutes to brainstorm together some of the things that we can do they're both little things and bigger things, just to help us feel more present where we are and feel more connected as a community. So one of the things that I decided today, like this is one of them for sure. One of the other things I decided today was I'm going to phone and talk to somebody once a day. Just, I don't know who it's going to be. Oh, Rob's coming in. I'm not sure who it's going to be. Well, today I talked to 2 people on the phone, which, you know, in my normal daily life, I wouldn't call them. Hi, Rob.
Hi, how are you doing, Brenda?
I'm good. You're in your suit still.
I just got back to the office, so I didn't know what to do first, but I said I'll log in and see what's going on here.
We're just having our preemptory chat, so you're welcome to come and stay or go get changed. Or I just wanted to take a few minutes to brainstorm about things we can do to make us feel better and to make other people feel better.
Okay, good. I'm in for that, and then I'll change.
Okay. So one of the things I was suggesting is to actually call someone and speak to someone with a voice every single day.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, obviously, is get outside. Get outside as much as you can. And Nancy, last week you were talking about how you went to Little Cat and you were noticing the trees in the wind.
Yeah.
And how the trees, they don't all lean in the same direction.
Right.
But they lean in ways that help support the whole of the forest.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a beautiful metaphor for this. And it brought back to mind just, I know last year when I was writing my book, we talked tons and tons and tons about trees. Mm-hmm. And how they're interconnected under the soil via vast networks. And I'm letting Tess in now. I'll change that setting next week so you can just join in. I don't have to admit you. Hi, Tess. Hello.
Hi.
I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
How are you?
We are just talking about things, our general sense of how we're feeling, and then also ways we can, like, different tools we can use to get through each moment in each day. So the rundown now is call someone every day, speak to someone, like not just text or email, and get outside. Does anyone else have any other things that they find works for them?
I've been excited to just
like play with the kids and do like arts and crafts, like you're mentioning. Like I have some supplies as well, and just like really get into some crafts and like relaxing with them and just kind of appreciating the time. It's forced time, but like the time that we do actually have to just hang out.
Absolutely. I made Play-Doh with my kids this weekend, and I played a board game, which I never usually have time to do. So that was nice. One other thing I was thinking is just turning on music. Like music absolutely helps lift your mood. And especially if you sing along with it. So that's another thing. Anybody else?
So Jacob is joining us tonight. So Jacob's my 13-year-old son.
Hello.
And we're taking the opportunity this week to learn about cooking. And so Jacob made pancakes for breakfast. He helped make dinner tonight. So all the things that we sometimes rush to do as moms because it's easier and faster and more efficient, we're trying to just sort of slow down and maybe have some teaching moments about everyday tasks.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been doing that too. That's fantastic. Anybody else? Reach out to people. You don't know how they're feeling. Tess, you want to say something?
Well, I was just going to say my day was pretty hard. I was trying to do a lot of work stuff. I had to do a lot of coordinating logistic stuff and entertaining the kids. So that it was hard, but we are spending some time doing things that everybody's enjoying together, and getting outside is important. I agree. And I'm looking forward to when the work stuff is more settled and less intense, and I can manage it a little bit better. Yeah, it's hard.
It is
hard right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we have to admit that it is hard.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard. And I don't have any wisdom about that except it's hard. And I'm glad that you're here so that we can talk about it.
Yes. I'm sure that it will get easier as we get used to a new routine and a new way of being, but it's hard thinking about the future, I think, too.
Yeah. Just even like a month in the future and then future, right?
Yeah.
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 The thing that I have been saying to some clients today, this is maybe more on an organizational level, but I've used the old rule that keep your goals tight or firm and keep your strategies loose. And so at times like this, I think you have to let go of a lot of things, a lot of the old ways, the old habits and routines, and just let those go. And so, I had a sister who got back. She had been in the U.S. And got back last night, but she's now self-quarantined for 2 weeks. And so because of that, but my goal still was to stay in touch with her. So I was able to send her a couple of emails that were saying how much it means to me. She's had some respiratory problems in the past, so it was important for me to make sure that she knew I cared and that she was taking proper precautions as it goes. But it can vary from person to person. Some people, there was a dance class and they phoned me. They were phoning saying, "Can we use your garage?" And I'm going, "What are you thinking? Don't do that." But they hadn't thought of Zoom. So, you can help other people. I think we'll get through all of this if we just kind of keep the really heartfelt goals close to our heart, and then we reach out, hold hands figuratively, and walk through it together, because most of us will get through it. So
yeah, yeah, and absolutely, this is one of the reasons I wanted to keep continuing this community, is so that we could have a space to talk about it, and so that we could continue to have community, because it's so important. And I also want to let you all know that as much as possible, like, if you need to talk, I sent you my number in the email. Like, if there's also Zoom, there's Skype. So I'm happy to pick up the phone at any time of day. And if you need something, if something happens, I'm happy to drop it off outside your house. So keep that in mind too.
I can give you another example that just 15 minutes ago. It's a couple. One is a client. Anyway, people were having a baby shower for them on this weekend. Whole pile of people, and they had to kind of pull the plug and say, well, I guess we won't see until after the baby is born, all this kind of thing. But then, and I hope nobody would be on this Skype call or this Zoom. Anyway, what the organizer secretly did in the immediate email right after was asking each of us to send like a 15-minute selfie video or whatever with our best wishes for them. And he's going to on Saturday, when we can't have the baby shower for this couple, where he's going to send every hour a couple of these videos. So it's a way it steps up beyond an email, but it gives that sense of person, just like we are in the call. It's not like being in person, but personality comes through, your emotion and your feeling comes through. And so that's an example of just 10 minutes or 20 minutes ago, when another group that's adapting. So
yeah, that's great. That's really nice. I should organize something like that for my daughter's birthday, which is on Wednesday next week. And her party's been canceled, obviously, so it's hard. But that's a great idea. I'm gonna send a note to some of her friends and ask them to do that. So, thank you.
That's what Ellie's getting most of the day, was missing out on seeing friends and getting to talk to friends. So I think we need to plan to think about that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Melanie, I don't know what Jacob is doing, but like Google Hangouts, I've gotten Anya to think of a project that she and her friends can create together. And they thought of either a film script or maybe a podcast. So things where you're still working together, but
Great idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I've had a list of Shutterfly photo albums on our list for a long time. So Jacob's going to start trolling through photos and putting together photos over the years. So it's a good opportunity. The list that you never get to because we're too busy. It's a time to start going through them a little bit, but that's a great idea to stay connected.
Yeah. And just feeling, because I think it's probably, Jacob, it's probably especially hard for people your age.
Really, I do a lot of socialism from day to day.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck inside, not stuck inside, of course, but for 3 weeks, I guess I'm away from friends and stuff.
Yeah. It's tough.
All the activities. Yeah. All the go is kind of gone right now.
Yeah. But so there's no real make it go away, but we can always, and we can't choose our feelings. We can't choose the external circumstances, but we can choose to take small daily actions that will help us. And so one of those things is, of course, to come into our bodies and to be present in our bodies and feel what we're feeling, notice what we're noticing, and using all the tools we've learned around our breath about being grounded and present. And so if everyone's ready, we can start doing that right now. And at the end, we're gonna have just a guided body scan meditation. And I'll go through it, I'll cue you through it, and then that's also a tool that you can use as you move throughout the week. So if you join late, the recording, I'll put it up tomorrow on my website, and also the Wednesday recording will be available at 24/7. You can also join the live Wednesday class if you like, because there's no real space limit. So I look forward to seeing some of you there if you need to come. But for now, let's sit as we always do. If you have a little cushion, like a couch cushion or your pillow or a folded up blanket to sit on at home, then do that. And sit feeling your sit bones, feeling your dignified spine. So the lift is coming out of your hips and you're neither rigid nor slack. You are alert and at ease. Take a few breaths just connecting with how it feels to breathe right now. Feel the breath in your side ribs. In your front and your back body. Then see if you can bring the breath down a little bit. So breathing into the full expanse of your ribs, taking it out of your chest and down into your belly. And then taking your hands, placing them palm up on your knees, and imagining either a well of light or a well of water in your left hand. And as you inhale, that well of light is going to travel up all the way to the center of your forehead. Pause at the center of your forehead. And when you exhale, either the light or the water is going to travel down into your right hand. And then reverse the process. So the light travels up the right hand and exhaling down the left hand. So take a few breaths like that. Taking the time to fully exhale. A little pause at the bottom and a little pause at the top. Knowing that this is a breath, this is a practice you can take with you, and just check yourself. Whenever you're starting to feel a little in your brain, a little light breathing, up one arm, pause in the center of the forehead, down the other side. And then let that image go. Just take a few normal breaths. And then the beautiful thing about spring is that I even have tulips coming up in the front. Inhaling the spine like a tulip stem. And then exhale an ear to a shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale other side. Back and forth. Inhaling up, pausing. Exhaling down, pausing. Coming back to center. And switching so that your chin comes to your shoulder on the exhale. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling other side. Keeping that nice, slow breath. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, this time the chin tucks down. And see here if you can breathe all the way down either side of your spine. And let the shoulders soften on the exhale. Inhale up. Take your arms wide, palms facing up. Inhale up. Exhale, arms come down. Couple more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. This time, inhale your arms up and lengthen through the side body. So walk up, wiggle up and out of your hips. Then clasp your fingers, palms together, up towards the ceiling. And exhale to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. I might be the headless yoga teacher tonight. I can't quite get the camera to stay. Back and forth. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And then inhale back to center. If you need to extend your legs at any point, but give yourself a nice big hug. Inhale, squeeze nice and tight. Exhale through your mouth. 2 more times. Once more. Inhale nice and tall again. Keep yourself in a hug. Exhale, twist to one side. Stay in the twist. Inhale up. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. This time, drop your bottom shoulder. Raise your front shoulder so you're extending all through the front body. Inhale back up to center. We're going to exhale other direction. Inhale. Exhale, twist right from the bottom of the spine. And this time when you exhale, drop the bottom shoulder. Top shoulder might tip up a little bit. I'm going to have to fix my settings so I can see all of you. For some reason, I can only see Tess. Inhale back to center. And exhale the arms down. Bring your legs out in front of you. Wow, we were sitting for a while. My legs are. Roll through your ankles one direction. Roll through them other direction. And then inhale, flex your feet towards you. Exhale, point your toes. 1 or 2 more times. And then let's come on to our hands and our knees. And for a few cat-cows. So arms, hands on the floor, under your shoulders. Knees hip-width apart. Take the socks off. And when you're ready, just inhaling, the spine lengthens, exhaling, curving under. The next time you find yourself in neutral, inhale, and then exhale, look towards the hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Couple more times. Nice, slow, easy inhale, exhale. And come back to center. Walk your hands out in front of you a little bit. Inhale, chest lifts up. Exhale, hip comes to the heels. And a couple times like this. The next time you find yourself on your hands and knees, exhale back. Actually, bring your elbows down to the floor. Exhale your hips back to your heels. They may not come to your heels. If it's comfortable for you, interlace your hands in a prayer and bring your hands behind your head. Sit bones wiggle out back behind you, length through the sides. Inhaling, pausing, exhaling, pausing. Couple more breaths here. And then bring your hands down again. And we're going to walk both hands over to one side. Tippy toe your fingers out a little bit more. And breathe into your side body. Fill up your back ribs. And exhale, release. On the exhale, soften down into the floor. And then walk yourself over to the other side. And a few more times breath on here. And Nancy also had a great suggestion at the beginning before everyone joined about gardening. I mean, that's a wonderful, like cleaning up gardens is also a wonderful coping strategy. If you've got kids at home, I went to Canadian Tire today and bought a bunch of seed starters and little pots as part of their science curriculum. And also we grow a garden anyway, so it might be a good thing if we can get them to grow. I went before the PM's announcement at noon. And then walk your fingers back to center. Reach them a little bit farther out in front of you. Inhale, lift the chest. Tuck your toes under and find yourself in a downward facing dog. Now, I can't see most of you right now. So, as always, the advice is, only stay in a pose as long as you're comfortable. Come down if we're in it too long. You can always go back to your hands and knees. You can do what feels good. If this feels good for you right now, walk your feet up and down. One foot at a time. And then maybe both feet at a time. Really getting some flexion through your ankle here. I think we'll all be doing a lot of walking, so the back of the legs are important. I mean, that's another upshot, right? I saw so many people out walking and running today.
And then from here, settle down your heels and just take a moment of stillness. Sit bones out and back behind you, shoulders rolling out, and take a few breaths like this. And from here, let's walk our hands to our feet and our feet to our hands and come into a forward fold. Shake your head, no, nod it yes. And let your arms come down, or let your arms be heavy. Your arms, they can be cupped in your elbows, or they can be nice and heavy, or like wet noodles on the floor. If you're feeling like you would kind of like to come even a bit lower, you can clasp behind your legs. Keep your legs a little bit bent at this point and breathe into your sit bones, feeling like you're getting some length in the hamstrings. And then rooting through your feet a little bit more, bending through your knees, slowly rolling up to standing.
And in standing, finding your round toes. I'm just going to fix my camera so you can actually see me. You see my top half. That's not going to work either. That'll probably do. So you can't see my feet. But in your own feet, feel how they are connected onto the floor. Under the toe mounds, the heel of the foot, and then give your shoulders a little ease. Lift up through the arch of the foot, all the way up through the legs, into the bum, and then feel what happens to the shoulders. Just like when we were on the floor, we're going to inhale with palms open up to the ceiling. And exhale, lower down. On your own breath, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. This time, when you inhale, we're going to inhale, reaching up. If you like, you can do a little back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, all the way down. Then bend through the knees, root through the heels, and inhale all the way up, standing again. Exhale, pause, mountain pose. One more time, inhale up. Exhale. Or on your own breath. You can follow me or use your own breath. Inhale up halfway. Exhale down this way. This time, plant your hands on your mat. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Come onto your knees. And with your elbows tucked in like wings, come on down to the floor. I can't do this part, but if you can, inhale up to a little cobra. Exhale down. Tuck your toes under. Down facing dog. Take a breath here. And then walk your hands to your feet to your hands. Forward fold for a breath. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Root through your feet, bend through your knees. Inhale all the way up to standing. And just take a few, settle here for a few breaths. Feel your feet. Connecting to the floor, feet or roots. Shoulders at ease. Take 5 breaths. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Step your right foot forward, left foot back. So we're gonna do a warrior, so legs wide so that you're nice and stable. Hips to the front. Hips like headlights facing the same direction. Inhale, arms, inhale up, bend the knee. Exhale down. Rooting through the edge of your back foot. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time let's stay up and have nice wide arms if you need so that your arms aren't like this. Wide, at ease. Feel like your collarbones are nice and wide. Inhale, knee is still bent. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. On your next inhale, legs straightened, raise your arms. Exhale, bend your knee again and open up into a warrior 2. So front knee is bent, arms are parallel to the floor. Take a couple breaths here. You can look out over your front hand. On your next exhale, draw either your hand or your elbow to your front knee and reach up and over. So my hand is on a diagonal from my foot through the tops of my fingers. I'm reaching down through the bottom, through the outer edge of my back foot, and I'm stretching my fingers. On the inhale, I lengthen my spine, and on the exhale, I open up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, open. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open. On your next inhale all the way up to standing. Drop your back hand down your back leg. And bring your other arm over and across. 3 breaths here on your breath. Feeling length all through the side body. One more breath, reach a little longer. Exhale, back into warrior 2. Now we're going to inhale into warrior 1. This time when we exhale, we're going to exhale over the front leg, keeping that front leg a little micro bend in the knee. Just bring the nose to the knee. Let the head be heavy and take a few breaths here. Length through the front leg, rooting down through the back leg. Bending the front knee a little bit as you inhale, leading with the chest and the forehead. Come up to standing. Turn onto the ball of your back foot and step forward into your elbows. Take a couple breaths here. Toe mounds, rooting down into the floor, heel rooting down, arch lifting up, legs engaged. We're going to do the same thing other side. So right foot whatever foot you didn't do last time steps forward this time. So my right foot is back and my left foot is forward. Hips are like headlights in front of you. Collarbones stay nice and wide. 3 times into warrior one, bending the front knee, inhaling up. Exhaling down, rooting down through your back foot, widening your stance if you need a little bit more stability. Stability and ease, 2 of the major yoga principles. And now a little bit of body movement can create that sense of ease. This time inhale up and let's hold the warrior one for 3 breaths. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft. The breath in the side ribs, let's get it out of the chest. Inhale, front knee straightens. And then exhale, bend the front knee again and bring the arms parallel to the floor in warrior two. So the front knee is bent. And you're lifting up through the arches of the feet. You're lifting through the legs. And the upper body is at ease. And I should say, if you have any questions or want to say something at any point, do so. It's just like in class. On your next exhale, either hand or elbow comes down to the knee. Now the arm reaches up in a diagonal. Inhale, we're thinking nice long spine. Exhale, open up to the ceiling. 3 breaths here. Rolling the armpit in towards the ear. And then swooping that arm up, letting it come down, trail down the back leg. And this time the top arm, the armpit rolls in towards your face. And you're inhaling, making some space. We're still strong in our feet. And if your neck is uncomfortable, you can look down or to the side. And inhale, back to warrior two. Warrior one. Exhale, hinge at the hips. You can keep the front knee as bent as you need and bring the nose down to the knee. Feet are still active and engaged on the floor. Shake the head, let it be heavy and loose. And then feel as if you're pulling your left hip back or your front hip back. And then breathing into that sensation. Rooting the feet into the floor again with a flat chest and forehead. We're leading with your chest and forehead flat back. Come on up. Warrior one. Turn onto the ball of your back foot. And find your way back into mountain pose. Speaking of trees, root your feet down into the floor. Prepare to take some weight through your standing leg. Keep the knee a little bit flexible. Transfer the weight into your right leg. And then find the place for your left leg. So your toes can be on the floor. Your foot can be on your shin or it can come all the way up if you are that nimble. Wherever your foot is, drawing up through your center line, nice and stable, breathing in through your side ribs, and then finding a place that is comfortable and at ease for your arms. The raised leg turns out. Finding a spot to gaze at. Trees swaying in the wind. And then coming down with control whenever you're ready. Use that deep center line to help lower the leg down to the floor. Shake it out. And we'll do the other side. So this foot, spread your toes nice and wide, lift through the arch. Engage your quad and your glute of your standing leg. And find a place that feels steady and at ease for you with your other leg. Find a spot to gaze at, engage the deep center line, and find a comfortable spot for your arms. And the other thing I should say, if at any point like a pose isn't working for you, like if your shoulder hurts or something, pipe up and I'll give you an alternative. And for next class, I'll try and figure the settings out so I can see all of you at the same time. I know there's a way. I just haven't figured it out. When you're ready, with control, exhaling that foot back to the floor. Widening the legs so that the feet are pointing out like pigeons or like ducks. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Come on forward. Inhale, nice flat chest, leading with the forehead, coming up. Exhaling down. A few more times with your breath. And this time exhaling all the way down. You can let your arms go. If you like, you can bring them, clasp them behind. And bring them over your head. Or you can just let them hang like wet noodles on the floor. Breathing into the back of the legs, keeping the legs bent as much as you need. And letting the head be a bowling ball descending towards the floor. And then heel toeing your feet together. And just find your way all the way down onto the floor into constructive rest. So, feet hip width apart under your knees. Arms rolled up slightly. Palms facing up. Keeping your deep center line engaged. Exhale. Windshield wipers legs to one side. Look out over the opposite arm. Inhale back to center. Exhale other side. Back and forth a few times with your breath. Keep it soft, keep it present. The breath enveloping the movement. And then inhale back to center. Bring one leg over your other leg and give your legs a hug. The arms can come out into more of a T if they aren't already so. Exhale, drop the legs to one side, look out over the opposite arm. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Just go back and forth like this a few times with your breath. And then stay for one full breath on each side. So inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Once you've done the one side, come on back up and exhale, other side. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Legs come back up and we're going to switch knees. So your other knee comes over top. And drop the hips on an exhale to one side. Back and forth a few times. So with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling over. And then staying for one, at least one, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Switching it up and coming over to the other side. Inhaling back to center. Feet can come to the floor. And square your hips if they're not square. And then bring your knees into your hands and your hands down over your knees like they're bird talons. The inhale brings the knees away from you. The exhale, you can hug them in. And you can either hug them in right into your chest, or you can widen your knees and hug them into your armpits. It's totally up to you. Or you could do a mix of both. The next time you find your arms drawn in or your legs drawn in, just give yourself a great big squeeze. Squeeze as hard as you can and rock from side to side. If you like, as long as you're moving from your back and not just your neck, you can bring up your forehead to your knees. Slowly lower back down, 1 foot at a time, comes to the floor. And then extend your legs all the way out in front of you and your arms overhead as much as is comfortable for you. They could be out to the side. But the general idea here is to be like a starfish. And on the inhale, we're going to point out in all directions like a starfish. So really stretch out, tense up as hard as you can. And then on the exhale, let everything go. A couple more times. Inhale, reach out in all directions. Make your body full of tension. And then amazingly, exhale and let it all go. One more time. And then just take a few breaths where you are right now. And then if you don't have what you need to be comfortable for Shavasana in front of you right now, gather what you might need, whether it's a blankie or something under your knees, a pillow under your head. And we're gonna start. So I'll go through a guided body scan, and then we'll sit in silence for a while as normal. And then I'll ring the bell and read a poem. So both is simple practice from the breathing tonight. So the breathing at the start. So the inhale all the way, the inhale up one arm to the forehead and down the other arm. And as you can see tonight, the practice doesn't need to be complicated, but any type of slowing movement, getting back into your body instead of your brain. And if you are looking for a guided body scan meditation to do, I did send out those Richard Miller links about the body as radiant sensation. The other resource I recommend is the John Kabat-Zinn app, which has a 45 and I think a 25-minute guided body scan meditation, and it might also even have a yoga practice. But start by feeling the breath as it moves up and down your belly, your chest. You might find your spine rising and falling gently from the floor. Let your exhale be soft. Then bring your awareness to your left foot. And just notice any sensations that you feel. Maybe it's coolness, maybe it's warmth, maybe tingling, maybe not much at all. That's okay. See if you can send your breath down into your left foot. Let your awareness travel through your left ankle, feeling any sensations that you feel there. Breathing the breath into your left ankle. And breathing your breath into your shin and your calf, the lower leg. Softening on the exhale. Letting your awareness travel to your left knee. Maybe it feels nice and loose. Maybe there's a twinge here and there. Just allow whatever it is you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel it. Let your awareness travel into your right thigh. Keep the breath moving into your right thigh. And feel what you feel in your left hip. And let your awareness travel all the way down to your right foot. Feeling whatever sensations are present. Cool, tingling, warm. Feel what you feel in your right foot. Let your awareness travel to your right ankle. And send the breath to your right shin and calf. Feel what you feel in your right shin and calf. Bring your awareness to your right knee. What sensations do you feel in your right knee? And then let your attention travel to your left thigh or right thigh. Softening your right thigh. And feel what you feel in your right hip. Let your attention wander up your body into your belly, your abdomen. And again, feel its gentle rise and fall. Maybe it's gurgling. Breathe into your belly. Exhale softly. Feel whatever sensations you're feeling in your belly. Bring your breath into your side and your back ribs. Feel them expand and contract. Softening with every exhale. This place in your body, a home, a safe zone. Bring your awareness to your heart center. Soften the ribs, all the protective layers around your heart center. You are here. It is now. You are safe. Feel what it feels like to be safe. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Let them be wide and soft and heavy on the floor. Nothing to hold up. Everything to surrender. Let a sense of weightedness carry your awareness down through your upper arms, down into your left hand and fingertips. You feel a sensation of warmth, coolness. Feel what you feel. And feel what you feel traveling down your right arm into your fingertips. Palms open. Open to the goodness and the abundance that the universe has to offer, that we have to offer. And let your awareness travel all the way up into your neck. And send an exhale into your neck, softening it, letting it be supported. Letting your awareness travel through your face, the muscles in your jaw. Let them be heavy. Let your tongue fall to the floor of your mouth. Maybe even your lips are open a tiny bit. Your nose is soft. The muscles around your eyes are soft. Around your ears is soft. And the skin of your head is radiating softness and warmth. Spending a quiet moment or two feeling what you feel. Breathing into what you feel. This is a poem by one of my favorite poets called Thomas Tranströmer. And I chose this poem because, well, we can talk about it after, but I think you might get it. It's called Face to Face. In February, living stood still. The birds flew unwillingly, and the soul chafed against the landscape as a boat chafes against the pier it lies moored to. The trees stood with their backs turned towards me. The deep snow is measured with dead straws. The footprints grew old out on the crust under a tarpaulin language pine. One day something came to the window. Work was dropped. I looked up. The colors flared. Everything turned around. Earth and I sprang towards each other. May we all spring towards the earth. Because let's not forget it is spring. There is hope, there is joy, there is this co-creative evolution of earth going on around us. When you're ready, making whatever movements you'd like to make. And then we'll come up to a sit. We'll do a little loving kindness. I'll offer a little loving kindness and then we'll chant Om Shanti Shanti and then let's say goodbye. Don't just disappear. And you can send this to yourselves and to whoever you're thinking of at this moment. May you be free from inner and outer harm. May you be peaceful and happy. May you be healthy and strong. May you care for yourself joyfully. Empty your lungs and take an inhale, and then we'll do Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. I'm so glad you are all here. Let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, comments before we sign off.
I thought it kind of kept the group together.
I couldn't hear you, Rob. Can you say it again?
Oh, I say it felt like it kept the group together tonight, so that was good.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. I miss your presence in my house.
Thanks, Brenda. That was lovely. Well needed.
Good.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you, Jacob. I will upload, I'll put this on my website tomorrow, so feel free to come back to it at any point. And section, you can, play with it as you need. All right.
Thank you.
Now the lucky part is you're all in your own homes now and you can just go crawl in bed.
Thanks, Brenda.
Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Stay well.
Good night.
Be safe.
You too. Good night, Tess. Good night, Rob. Good night, Anna. Good night, Moon.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Bye.